We are live. Greetings. Welcome to episode number 8 of the Vaughns Are Us Live. This is Julia Vaughn. I'm Donald Vaughn, and we are the Vaughns. So, I didn't put the topics in there.
You didn't?
No.
You typed them? What happened?
I typed them in the first part. I just thought
I
about
was
it.
rushing.
Yeah, we went to eat dinner, everyone.
We went to try to eat dinner, everybody. But it's Wednesday, and for whatever reason, everybody and their mother wanted to be.
So, what are we talking about first this week? Well, let's look.
We
on
are
the
talking
page.
the first topic. First of all, you say we're supposed to start every show with a kiss.
Oh, every
and
show.
You ain't even trying to kiss.
My
me
bad.
today.
I'm sorry.
See how you do?
I'm discombobulated today. Come on. Every show.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that was your idea, and you just. Now, if I wouldn't have said nothing, then we watched this back later.
No, I would have got it.
Mm-hmm.
I would have definitely jumped on there.
Okay.
Matter of fact, dang, you don't have your phone today. I was about to say, send a reminder out to people to let them know that we are on
No,
and that we didn't forget. You know.
I am at less than 10% on my phone, so that's not going to happen. But you can do it. You can do it from the Facebook page. There should be people already. Anywho, our first topic tonight is going to be what Don likes to call the parent split. He believes the kids try to split us up.
They do.
So, explain.
Parent splitting is when you actually,
Not when they just try to play the parents against each other.
that is parent splitting.
That's not what you're talking about. That's not what we were talking about.
So what are we talking about?
How you think, like, number one always comes to me for stuff and don't tell you stuff, and then stuff happens without you.
That's parent splitting.
No. Yeah, but that's not them playing us against each other. That's different.
It's a form of it.
Okay, so go ahead and
So parent splitting is when a child goes to one parent because they know they can get a specific answer and not talk to the other person, the other parent.
So you think they come to me because I'm always tell them yes?
Depending on what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So we have 3 girls. So if the 2 oldest girls want to wear something that they know that I'm going to say something about.
Mm-hmm.
And I always tell them, if you think that I'm going to say something about it, then that means you probably shouldn't wear it. So, but what they do is they go to you and you're like, oh yeah, go ahead, girl, that's cute. And then now they walk around. So when they see me and I'm like, yo, what do you have on? Mom said it was okay. Does that happen? Do every single number 2 was walking out of here the other day with all types of cleavage hanging out. And I said, where are you going?
What the day that we went to the park?
I don't know where we were going and what we were doing.
We were going to Neshaminy Shore Park when that happened.
It was after that. That happened. That happened too. And y'all try to tell me that's how bathing suits are made. That's not all. Like, I know some people that have some very big, and they can still wear bathing suits that keep them modest. Like, we know that they're big, but they don't have to show. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you can wear something that covers them up. You don't have to, just because they're big doesn't mean they have to. It has to, like this part all have to hang out on our kid. Like, no. Absolutely.
I mean, our older daughters have amazing bodies, and no matter how much they even when she wears the sheer cover up thing, you still see them. The sheer cover up ain't really hiding them.
I think you're missing my point. I'm saying she doesn't have to wear something with a cut in it. Like, it doesn't have to be. It can cover the whole breast without going down, and so they're like pushed up. And
so maybe you should go bathing suit shopping with her next year.
Why?
Because if you did, then you can show her what you believe is appropriate.
Just because you don't like my driving doesn't mean I don't drive every time we get in the car.
Okay.
So just because I don't like the bathing suits doesn't mean I have to now start doing that. Like, no, just buy better bathing suits.
What I'm saying is that oftentimes companies will just go with, I'm not defending what happened. What I'm saying is that a lot of the times their companies are making stuff that way. So there may not be a bathing suit that comes up to her neck, that come up to here so she can go swimming. That might not be the case.
That why do you think that's what I'm saying?
Because that's what you just did. If you watch it back.
No, I'm saying yes, that's where my hands went, but that's not necessarily what I'm saying. There's that bathing suit was inappropriate for where we were at. Like why? Like I don't understand. For 15, you don't have to wear one where your flesh is showing down here. Like
so
right, this
cleavage.
Yes.
Okay.
So you have a shirt on right now, right?
Uh-huh.
Is your cleavage showing?
Mm-mm.
No. There's bathing suits that come down that don't show cleavage. Would you like me to look some up online?
I would like you to show her what you think is an appropriate bathing suit, so she has an idea of what you think is okay.
Any bathing suit that she wore this summer, besides that one, was an appropriate bathing suit.
Oh, okay. So you just want it to look more sports bra-ish and not bra cup-ish. You don't understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
You're okay. You were okay with that bathing suit?
I have come to...
It's a yes or no question. Are you okay with her wearing that bathing suit?
Yes.
Okay. That's where we go to parent splitting.
Mm-hmm.
Because they know they're going to get pushback from me, and they know that you're just going to be in the clothing aspect. Now, there may be an aspect, and I'm not picking on you. There may be an aspect where I'm like, yeah, go ahead. Mm-hmm. And you're like, no, that's not what I want. Like, I don't approve of that.
Okay.
So that's what I call splitting your parents.
So what do we do?
Or not even that, because sometimes we're on board with things, mm-hmm. and then so they know that we're going to gang up on them, so they go ask grandma, and grandmoms give them leeway or whatnot.
It's difficult.
Oh, we have some comments.
I was a 15-year-old girl, so it's difficult. I don't want them to, they're not nuns. So it's what is happening? Are you laughing? Are you smiling at me or something somebody else said?
No, I was reading the comments.
Oh, okay.
Keep talking.
No, I'm just saying it's very difficult. I was a 15-year-old girl. I had this fight with my parents. My mom used to make me put clothes on, bend over, jump up and down, do a twirl. Like she had all these things, and my dad would just be like, he was the dude, I forgot a bathing suit, and he brought a string bikini. And my mom was like, so she's wearing that. He was like, you told me to go buy her a bathing suit. I bought a bathing suit.
I never was a 15-year-old girl either, Keith. I just know as a 15-year-old boy what I was looking at them other 15-year-old girls. But
I mean, to be honest, a 15-year-old boy could be looking at her in full Muslim garb if we were Muslim.
Yes, exactly. So we don't need to give them anything. They're already going to fantasize as much as they can. So why give them the gold? Like, no.
I was never a 15-year-old boy, so I don't know what y'all fantasize about.
The same things that you fantasize about now. We've been doing it since.
I'm 40 though. So I don't
we need to have a show where we talk about gender, like gender norms.
Okay. I'm fine with that.
All right, so back to the topic at hand.
Yes. You feel like Deja comes to me and tells me stuff and excludes you. That's where I thought you meant by parent splitting. And sometimes I don't think, well, first of all, I think that our oldest child needs all of the fanfare and all of the hoopla for everything, everything. And I'm a little extra myself a lot of the time, so I get it. But I think some of the things that I don't know if it's that she is excluding you because she doesn't want you to be a part, or she thinks you don't care. So she may just not tell you, or she assumes that you hear. So I think the girls assume that you hear them talk about something, and that's enough for you, but that's not enough for you. Correct.
So I'm your father.
You're not my father.
No, but
I might call you daddy sometimes. But
so I'm their dad. So when you're having a conversation with someone else and you're talking about your plans, you're not talking to me. So yes, I may overhear it, but because we don't have a conversation about it, that don't count. One, come ask me. Don't talk to your friend or talk to your sister about going to the mall and never say boo-hoo to me and expect because I overheard the conversation that now it's okay for you to do such. It's not. I'm your parent. Treat me as your parent. Ask me or tell me. In Deja's case, tell me, hey, Dad, I'm going to the mall. Hey, Dad, I'm having a birthday party. I would like you to be there. Not plan this whole birthday party. Don't send me an invitation. Don't tell me a time, place, address, or whatever. And then 2 weeks later be like, oh, yeah, why weren't you at my birthday party? No, because you didn't invite me.
I wasn't invited either.
Did you know about it? No, you weren't. You were invited. You chose not to be there.
No, I wasn't invited. I was there on hair business purposes. That was it.
No. You're talking about this year. I'm talking about last year. I'm talking about
last year. I wasn't invited either. She asked me to help out with food. That wasn't an invitation. When they include me, it's because they need me to do something. They need me to do their hair. They need me to schedule a makeup appointment. Now they got somebody that does their makeup. They need me to cook food. They need me to drop people off. They need me. They're not asking me because they want me there. They need me. They need me to be Hazel and to do a whole bunch of stuff. If it was just a matter of, hey, we want to include you and invite you to something where you can just sit down and enjoy it. No, they ain't doing that.
Okay. Well, besides our family, I believe, your children should treat you with some sort of respect.
Yeah, these kids are disrespectful.
So, in order to treat or honor your parent, you have to have conversations with your parents. You can't talk around your parents and think that's being respectful or think that's being inclusive or think that's anything but what is not. You're talking around them. And don't talk around me, talk to me. So, she'll talk to you, confide in you, which is great. You're her mom. You're a female. She can get the female perspective, yada, yada, yada. But when she needs something from me specifically and she goes to you for it, and we're sitting in the same house and you're not even home, yet I have a problem with that because I'm not raising a weak kid. So if you can't come to me, how are you going to expect to go to a boss when you get a job and ask for X, Y, and Z? Right. So I tried to instill in them to advocate for themselves. It may be hard. It's not supposed to be easy. Anything that you want bad enough, you'll do whatever you need to obtain it. So if whatever it is that you need to obtain, come talk to me. Because 9 times out of 10, they're going to get what they want.
But they don't know that. They think
they don't know that. Yeah. And that's the good thing. Like
they think you always going to tell them no and talk them out of everything.
What's on your hand?
Huh?
Yeah.
What happened?
What's that right there?
So you asked me what I wanted for my anniversary and I sent it to you and you didn't get it. So I bought it myself. I had wanted this ring, y'all. It's not nothing fancy or special or nothing.
You have a problem.
Nothing fancy. It was just a little trinket on Amazon that I had sent him. And he said, didn't I just upgrade your ring? And didn't you spend enough on Amazon? So, but he never said no. So, yeah. Just put it in the cart and got it myself.
So, good brother Keith said communication is a pendulum. You have to listen if you want to be heard.
So does that mean, Keith, just clarification, just for checking for understanding. Does that mean that Don needs to listen or the kids need to listen? Who's supposed to be doing the listening, and who's supposed to be doing the communicating?
And both parties need to listen.
Okay.
But in order to listen, someone needs to be talking. I can't listen to dumb silence. So if you're sitting there like a mute, what am I listening to?
Air.
Yeah. So in this specific see, he
particular
said, in this specific
instance.
Okay. In this specific conversation.
Yeah, okay.
What we're talking about, the child needs to speak. Mm-hmm. I need to listen. Mm-hmm. For her to be heard.
Yeah.
I can't do my part if she doesn't do hers. Everybody needs to do their specific job in a conversation, and that's to communicate and to listen. So when she's talking, I'm listening, and when I'm talking, she's listening.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. I would love to see it go so smoothly. Is Keith the only person on today?
No, there's a couple of people. Daniel, Monica. As parents, we have to be approachable.
Mm. Yeah, that's the preach, Keith. Yeah. I don't want to preach that. As parents, we need to be approachable.
We need to be approachable. I'm super approachable. All the other kids talk to me.
The kids, the mommy.
Yeah.
Deja need to talk to you when they was that age too. Now we got to see if Mackenzie and Imani are going to be comfortable enough to talk to you in their teen years.
Okay, they don't talk to
Imani
me.
Will, though.
They don't talk. They don't communicate with me because they know my standard. Like they know when it comes to certain things where I draw the line. Mm-hmm. Like I don't know why. Deja called me on the phone and asked me about filling out a job or the application. Mm-hmm. That's her application, right? Uh-huh. So that was on Friday. She didn't say anything else. She did what she wanted to do until last night at the last minute. She said, Dad, did you do? I said, first of all, you asked me at a bad time and I told you it was a bad time. And I communicated with her, hey, we're going to have this conversation later because I'm busy with something. Mm-hmm. She said, okay. Last night was the first time since then that she said anything about it.
I think that our kids, unlike people from our generation or previously, I think the kids of this generation don't understand what rejection is because they think they're supposed to get everything that they don't even ask. They just say something and they think that it's just supposed to happen. Mm-hmm. So I think, and she told me recently that when we were talking about filling out for scholarships, that she does not like being rejected. And anytime somebody tells her no, she feels like rejection and that she's not good enough. So I think that part of the issue is because she asked you Friday, she didn't want to come back and say to you again. She also doesn't like repeating herself for some reason. I don't know where this child came from, but she also doesn't like asking the same thing multiple times. So I guess in her mind, she thought that because she told you Friday that you would remember and double back to her and be like, okay, now let's talk about what you asked me about before.
So this is a hard lesson to have. I mean, this is a hard lesson to learn. Mm-hmm. And I want her to learn it. I want our kids to learn as many life lessons here at home where it's not, the outcome isn't going to be swayed as much. So, yes, in the perfect world, me being her dad, oh, daddy, I need X, Y, and Z. Mm-hmm. And then 3 days later, I still remember it. But we don't live in that type of world. We live in the world where, I have things to do. She has things to do. This is for her. She needs to then remind, hey, Dad, remember yesterday we were having a conversation? Yes, Deja, I'll take care of it. Let's sit down and do it now.
I agree.
I tonight for dinner, I took my iPad with me out so that I could do it there, but then it didn't pan out that way. Mm-hmm. Did she say anything? Is she here right now?
I told her, little tail, that she needs to just go on and figure out another plan.
Okay, hold on. We got a big one right here. My kids are 20 and 24, and they won't even leave the house without telling me.
Oh, they good
Not
kids.
Because I rule them, but because they understand the importance of communicating to me where they will be for the rest of for their safety.
That is wonderful.
That is great.
I did tell her that I have the kids' location. I don't think you don't have their location.
I have everybody's location except yours.
Okay. So we have the kids' location, and when they are sleeping out at people's houses, I do tell them to text me. I guess where I fall short in that is that one, I don't always communicate with you that they're staying somewhere else. And two, I think it should just go on our family group chat instead of for them individually telling me.
Okay. Rejection is part of life. Someone needs to sit her down and give her that chat.
Go on, Auntie. Sit her down. Sit her down and talk to her.
So when they do come to me, I have a trick on how I make sure my spouse is on the same page with me. Mm-hmm. Anytime the kids come to me and ask me something, I say, go ask your mother. Not because I'm necessarily trying to get out of giving them the answer. I'm telling them to go ask their mom. So now they're having that conversation with their mom, because I don't know if they've already had the conversation with the mom and they told her no. So I'm telling them to go back to her and ask her. Now, if she's already said no, then she'll come back to me and say, babe, listen, I already said no or whatever, and it's squashed. Or they go talk to you, and now we both know. So if one of the kids says, can I go spend the night at my friend's house? Okay, go ask your mother. If the kid isn't around anymore or whatever, I know that they went to spend the night at their friend's house. You said yes, they go spend the night at the friend's house.
There's still a failure of communication if they come to me and I still don't tell you. So I can own that.
Yes, but I still know. But when they go to you and say, can I spend the night at my friend's house? And then you don't have that conversation or tell them to come talk to me about it. Oh, we're definitely miscommunicating. Mm-hmm. That's definitely a miscommunication. Mm. We have a comment from brother Jermel Goss. I can understand the fear of rejection. How do we be both stern and nurturing with our kids? Well, how you can be stern and nurturing is just to be stern, right? If you're stern, it is nurturing, because when they get older, they're not going to understand it now. They're just going to be upset. Just like when someone told you no when you were younger, you got upset. But now as you grow and you develop and you look back and you're like, oh, they didn't let me do that because they loved me. Mm-hmm. So they're not going to get it when in the moment, but they'll eventually get it in the future.
I think it also goes to how you were raised by your parents. Like, because when you come into, even if you're not married and you're just co-parenting with someone else, both of how you were raised needs to mesh in order for it to be a cohesive relationship. Don was raised by older parents that had a whole different set of standards than my teenage parents had. So sometimes there was pushback because I just didn't have as many rules, right? Not that I was against or am against a lot of the things that he may be very stern on, but I'll just be like, what your dad say? Ask him, because I'm gonna say yes, and then I'm gonna be in trouble myself. So just go talk to him.
That's what I want you to do, though.
I do it sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes.
So you want me to do it?
Sometimes.
You want me to do it
sometimes compared to majority of the time. So yeah, no, that's just moving forward.
It's part of it, and
hopefully we help somebody out.
So
there.
For anyone, like I see some parents, and I'm like, you just gonna let them do that? Okay.
So Jermel said that he wants to be gentle and nurturing.
Well, Jermel's a very gentle and nurturing person.
Yeah.
So that's gonna come through because that's your personality.
Also, it's also you have a 2-parent home, so you got to find out what your yin and your yang are.
But you also don't always want the wife to be. He doesn't want his wife to always be the mean parent and him always be the nice parent. You gotta flip it up sometimes, but you can be stern. Like water. It's gotta flow. You can be stern and disciplined and still say, listen, had to beat you because I love you. Because the choices that you made were not good ones. And that's okay. The bad part is when you discipline without explaining what the discipline was for. Or if you're abusing, leaving marks, not providing meals, like things that will get you, DHS and them on you. Those are things to worry about. But if it's just about telling them no and discipline, and where our parents were not the ones like, you're in trouble because of X, Y, and Z. It was just, you in trouble because I said so. Mm-hmm. So we are in an age where these new age kids, are so sensitive that you have to explain to them why the punishment is what it is.
So that's what Keith was just saying. The one thing that helps with receiving something stern and not mistaking it for spite is an explanation. So yes, that's what we do. And I find it very hard because, my dad used to say, get in the car. And I would say, well, why? And he would say, because I'm your father. And I said, get in the car. Don't ask me no questions. So that's the type of child parenting style that was instilled on me. So with our kids, I find myself explaining myself.
You start sweating
a little too much. And then I'm thinking, yo, why am I doing all this explaining? I don't work for you.
You be scratching that middle part of you.
Yeah, like I don't work for y'all. Like y'all, but I do want to be different than my parents were. Not just different. Just different. I'm not saying better or worse, just different in the fact that I do give them a little bit of explanation on why. And sometimes they say I'm long-winded. And I think that's why they don't come talk to me as much, is because I'm gonna be long. I'm gonna have them sit down, and I'm gonna really give them this roadmap of life. But you can also say that our kids, when we talk to our kids' friends, like I was just talking to Nina's friends when Nina was at work the other day, and the little girls was walking down the street.
Their friends love us.
But their friends also say that they're the ones in their friend group that have the most sense.
Nina and Deja.
Nina.
Don't do Deja.
I'm just saying.
When they're around other people,
Deja is the one that's she's the one that's like, okay, I'll do it.
She's adventurous.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is Nina is more so, okay, if we do this, this is what's going to happen, and we're going to get in trouble or we're going to die. That's what her friends, they call her grandma.
They do call her grandma.
So,
well, that's because she was on punishment that one time. So I'm normally the nice parent, but that one time that she was missing I couldn't find my child for about 3 hours, and I was in the bed shaking and crying, and because she had just went to Pal down the street, like it's over at 9. It's 11:30. Why aren't you home? Why can't I find you? And she struggles with having her cell phone on. And things never charged. You don't know. Her phone's never charged, and we pay the bill every month. I've bought multiple chargers, portable packs. I don't understand why your phone's not charged. For all that, you don't need a phone. I'm gonna get her ass a rotary phone, and she's gonna have to dial. She's gonna have to do the thing, and not have a phone outside with her because it doesn't make sense. But I think that punishment, where she was just like, I don't ever want to be on that kind of punishment again in life. And I think she could tell that I was actually scared.
Mm-hmm. And we like I said, when we punishing them, we don't just put them on punishment, or they
need some more punishment. Honestly,
they probably do, without an explanation.
I think I'm too lenient.
But we spent a lot of time
on parenting
on that.
I mean, we got a lot of kids.
Yeah, we have a lot of kids. All right, so the next question is, do you want to go to does your spouse, or did you want to do the one about
you want to start off with? So I mean, this next question is all about boundaries, right? So you said the second topic was going to be, does your spouse need to like your friends? Yeah, so it's all about boundaries. We can start there. Does your spouse need to like your friends? What do you think?
Does my spouse need to like my friends?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in reality,
yeah,
my spouse steals my friends. So I do have a friend that you don't necessarily like. We are still friends, but we just, we don't hang out as much.
I mean, don't live in the same area either.
Cool.
But I think if for that we gonna keep confidential names in this section because it can be touchy. But I think if we lived in the same area, then you would be around that person more, and I would just have to suck it up. But I think there is a difference of liking the friend and the friend having respect for your relationship, and I think that's where I was ready to bury him, because I mean I think we don't really have a choice because we've been friends for 20 years. So, and I don't think I know there's some people that don't like me. Guess what? I don't care. I don't care if people don't like me. I'm used to it. It's fine. I'm not. If people think I'm mean when they first meet me, I'm really not. I'm a nice person. I guess my resting bitch face isn't the greatest. I'm sorry. Don't know what to say. But I think most of my friends like you. There's a few that don't or didn't. You surprised? Everybody does not like you. Why do you think everybody likes you?
You just said that about you.
No, I said everybody doesn't like me.
Oh, I'm surprised.
Don't like me.
I'm surprised when somebody doesn't like me. When somebody doesn't like me, it's something inside of you.
I know
it's
people don't.
It's not something wrong with me. It's something wrong with you.
People don't like me because they assume I'm stuck up. These are things that people have told me once they actually got to know me. They assume I'm stuck up, that my resting bitch face is terrible. I can be abrasive because sometimes my filter don't work. So I might just say what I'm thinking. And it's not really to harm anybody, because someone from college never spoke to me again because I asked a simple question. I asked somebody recently if their mate was of another nationality because of their name. And I don't think that person has spoken to me since. And it's not mean. I might be a little abrasive, but it's not that I'm being mean or coming from a cold place. I just don't always think before I speak when I'm talking to my friends, because I feel like I should be able to, you and these damn effects, I think I should be able to be who I am around my friends. If I have to fully sugarcoat for your feelings all the time, then I don't need to be your friend. But I have had probably 3 friends that I can think of off the top of my head that did not like you.
Are they still your friends now?
2 are.
Really? Did they come over here?
No, neither one of them live in the state.
I kind of wanted some beef.
You stupid. You probably don't even remember Namita.
Oh, I didn't like Namita neither.
Didn't like her. She ain't like you.
But I have a good reason for not liking Namita.
And I shot in her. She had a good reason for not liking you.
What was her reason for not liking me? I didn't do nothing to that girl.
Sometimes it's not about what you do to the person. It could be how you're treating that person's friend.
Oh, because I told you not to show up to my house? Like, what? Okay. That's understandable. Namita can have that one.
I don't know. We don't have time to delve back into 1999 and 2000 right now. But yeah, and then my other friend who her and I have talked.
What up, Quan?
Her and I like Quan. I like you, Quan. But I think that
Jamel said, I thought y'all wasn't doing names.
I said Quan.
No. You talking about, because we were talking about Namita.
Oh, no. She live in Canada. Yeah. So she'll never see this. I haven't spoken to her since 2000.
So actually on the page, when you posted this discussion on the page, we had the conversation went a couple different ways. But one way was, what about those friends that you have had relations with in the past? And now y'all just friends. And now y'all are just friends. How do you handle that? We both have friends that we've had relations with in the past that we're both friends with. I said, how do you handle it? Oh, as for me, as long as that person ain't trying to currently razzle dazzle you, I'm straight. Like, just don't try to currently. Don't try to currently take what's mine. Don't try to be sneaky about it. Don't do no backhanded stuff. Like, respect my relationship, respect my marriage, respect who I am as a person, and respect him. And then I don't have no issue with you. Like, we can go swimming together. We can hang out. I'll do your hair. I don't have no problem with that. How do you handle that? Keith, relations means sex. What did he think it meant? I don't know. He said relations ? Okay. So, I mean, you got to remember, we've been friends 20 years. Daniel said, nah, can't do it. We've been friends 20 years. So there's a lot of years. We went to college in Pennsylvania.
Some of our friend groups overlap. There were periods of time that we weren't together, were together. Y'all know this is dysfunction over here. So as long as you can, it's not, there's no disrespect and you can move on with it, then that would be like if you went to college and y'all, like a freshman in college, you dated somebody, and then your senior year in college, you dated somebody else. Y'all all still on the same campus. Does that mean you don't speak to the people, or you're not friends with them no more? Like, I just don't roll like that.
Quan said, keep it on the down low. But so it is very difficult. But like all things, time heals all of that. So it's not like, unless you're a person that has the personality where you hang on to negative feelings or whatever, you'll never get over it. It'll always be in the back of your mind, but you just gotta keep moving on. And I don't have time to be focused on what you're doing, who you're doing it with, and whatever like that. No, like,
and I think it also depends on the interaction with the person. So if you had a friend that you had razzled back in the day, and every time she see you, she like, oh hey, how you doing? No,
yeah,
like,
and it's a
then you not, that's not your friend no more. Like, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
But
we're not talking about a friend that you talk to every day, but
yeah,
it's a friend that maybe you grew up with, y'all did something, and then now hey, how are you doing? Happy birthday, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
right.
Like
if I dated you or whatever, and we just cool and we run in the same circles, and I like your wife, more than likely I'm gonna be friends with your wife. So I had your wife, and if it's a girl situation, I'm straight with that. But it's all about the respect level of the people and how you intermingle. Now, there are some, even I think Don thinks this is a very female trait, but there are some men that do stuff just to be smart as well. But I don't think the people that we still consider friends today are like that. I think our friends that we have previously dated that we're around are
all the women I've ever had any type of dealing with are all respectful young ladies, and they respect you, and they're wholesome. Oh wait, I didn't. Quan said,
when y'all see this blank face,
Quan said
that means he on some.
I'm not trying to be in the same room with an ex of either of us because you know him. Quanda says, so Don, you're okay with Jewel being friends with her men she had?
Yes.
Wood and other than you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know a few of them.
Yes.
Not I.
We different people.
Not I, said Keith.
And Quanda, on the flip side, there are some people that Don has done all those things you mentioned with that I speak to, have no problem with, no issues with, no nothing.
Cousin Kanika said she's never been friends with an ex. She just doesn't think it's safe now.
It's only not safe if you still want to razzle dazzle them. If you don't have them, when I'm no longer into you and I'm not dealing with you like that, I legit cut off all feelings for you. Like nothing, no desire, no nothing. The only person that I ever still desired or had feelings for when I wasn't with them is the one sitting next to me. That is it. Anybody else, once I say I'm done, I am done. Like there's
also different levels. Like, we're not talking about like you was in a long-term relationship. Like y'all some of y'all are saying ex. Like, no, like this guy right here, I didn't have to.
Go ahead, go on.
I didn't have to be in a serious relationship to have a friend,
right?
A buddy, and that was just we cool, but we do this too. You know what I mean? So when you cut that off, then we can still be cool. But as far as exes, no, I don't do the exes.
I don't know that I have an ex other than you.
There.
Oh God.
That's what I'm saying. But I mean, the same way
I wouldn't be his friend, no way.
Cool. But I'm saying that's what it is. Like,
I did, let me rephrase, because Lord knows I don't know if this man is watching since you done said the boy's name.
He a friend of the page?
I don't know, but I don't know who could.
Oh, my bad.
So you're gonna say it again. So I wouldn't, because that ended negatively.
It did.
I believe it ended. I mean, I set some things on fire at the end of that. I threw some stuff.
Really?
Ooh,
Were you dating it? No, you was
I punched him, I want to say, in the mouth, I think, back then. So this is a lot. I was 18, y'all. I was 18. It was a very angry person. So no, like, and
I've never had a bad breakup.
yeah, no, that's the problem. But see, that was to me, that was a bad breakup. He still speaks to my mom, still speaks to my dad, because he does live close. He does live close enough by that he can drive by here at any time. I'll speak to him if I see him, but it's no like, because it takes too much energy to be mean. So I speak to him, but we ain't friends. That's somebody I know. He's just somebody I know. Somebody I dated. The only other person that I think I could consider an ex, I can't talk to at all. So we wouldn't be friends.
Oh yeah, no, because that
we will.
That motherfucker right there is.
You can't say that on the thing.
Why can't I? That motherfucker right there is disrespectful, and I almost had to take my belt off at an event.
Belt. You have kids, but he ain't one of them.
Oh, he was going to be that day.
Oh God!
And I think he kissed your mother on the. He looked at me and kissed your mother on the cheek. I said, "Oh, that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing."
Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
Father, in the name of Jesus, please
sign on. Comment. But
so I think so. What if I had a friend that was around? So my friend, how can I say this? A friend of mine told me that they stopped being friends with me. Mm-hmm. This keeps their anonymity. That they stopped being friends with me because of you having a son that wasn't mine. So they stopped speaking to me, and I just found out now, and it's been years since I spoke to this person. Mm-hmm. Is that does that how does that make you feel? That I lost a friend because of your action.
How do you lose a friend though? Like, how do you lose a friend over something that you didn't
because
do?
She felt that
I know. I it's a rhetorical question.
Oh,
that wasn't your friend. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like,
no, it was my friend.
Not if she stopped speaking to you because of, like, a friend would be there for you. A friend would stick by you, whatever, through thick and thin. That's a friend. Mm-hmm.
But there are some friends
because look at you now.
Yeah, there's some friends that don't like what you're going through, right? Like, I can have a friend who is going through a bad situation and I not want to deal with it. What if I don't want to deal with what my friend's going through with her spouse? What if I don't want to?
Can you read the screen?
I can't. You know, first of all, wait, y'all. When y'all posting these comments, I lost my glasses about a month ago. I can't read that, so I don't know what y'all saying. Don has to read it to me like I'm two because I can't see what it says.
Well, that was never your friend. No, she wasn't. Jules, fuck her. If you got past it, fuck that bitch. I mean, that's what it says.
Her and I have spoken within the last year, and there was a lot of other things going on. So I don't think it was just that thing. I think that there were just a lot of moving parts at that time.
You don't drop her.
I think there were a lot of moving parts at that time that caused a lot of it.
So your friend can't condone your misdoings and condemn the same misdoings, just with different outcomes. Like, that's not a friend. Because a friend would be like, yo, you brought that on yourself.
But you don't know what she said to me as far as what I had done at that time.
But you're telling me, you're saying that she stopped being your friend. If she knew what you were doing, the acts weren't different. The results were different. And I wasn't in control of the results. So when you then say, oh no, I'm gonna stop talking to you. She been wanted to stop talking to you. This is just a way to get out of it.
So, because y'all know I believe in full transparency. So what we're saying is we both cheated. The outcomes were different. There was no pregnancy on my end, and there was on Don's end. Mm-hmm. So if that was the case, she did voice her opinion on what I had done. Mm-hmm. She did voice her opinion. So I don't know if that was the straw that broke the camel's back. I don't know.
But that's what I'm saying. So if that's what you're saying, if you're saying I had to fall back from you because of what he did to you, but she didn't stop. First of all, she was doing the same thing. So like,
Lord.
Yeah, Lord. Lord. You can't judge people. Like, you can't judge people.
You shouldn't judge people.
Here we go. She didn't like you. What you were doing, though, so she abandoned you to be alone in it.
Yeah.
That's what she did. She abandoned you.
Yes.
She abandoned you.
And it was a very difficult...
If she doesn't acknowledge that if she doesn't acknowledge that foul shit she did, then she ain't sorry.
No, but
she did. She did acknowledge it. She did acknowledge it, and they have been trying to mend fences, and I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
But I mean, they spoke.
I think you knew that. What if she still lived here, and came to the house all the time like she did before, but was just completely rude and mean to you during that process? Because, like, what if that was a scenario? Like, just still in the everyday living, like she wouldn't be allowed to come around, and you would be able to say that
right now. If she walked in the door right now, I would give her a hug.
Right,
I would give her a hug because she didn't do all of that.
Right,
she stepped away. Well, I'm not happy. Like, that's like me saying, Jewel, I can't be with you no more because you're gonna let her back into your life after she did that to you no more. Mm-hmm. I love you. I'm not. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. That's love. Like, that's friendship. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to abandon you because you let her back in your life. Like, no. Like if my homie that is going through a difficult situation, right? So I have a friend that's going through a difficult situation with his significant other. Mm-hmm. If he says to me tomorrow, I'm going back, we're getting back together, I would be upset. I wouldn't stop being his friend. I would be super duper upset, but I wouldn't stop being his homie.
That would be a rough one. But then I would wonder how you would be around that. Like, if that was the situation,
I probably wouldn't be around the other person. I probably wouldn't. I would hang out with him. Mm. I don't have to be friends with her to hang out with him.
Mm. So what if it's an issue of jealousy? Like, what if I had a friend that was jealous of our closeness?
Friendship means through thick and thin.
What if I had a friend that was jealous of us? Like, I don't know what you think, but I think that we're in a really happy place now. Mm-hmm. So what if I had a friend that was around, like, that was my friend the whole time you and I were separated and doing our own thing, and then now that we're back on good terms, that you were possibly jealous of the closeness I had with that person? How would you handle that?
If I was jealous?
Yeah.
How would I handle if I was jealous?
How do you handle that in a relationship if a spouse is jealous of a friend?
You have to talk. And then probably, well, because you can't embarrass them. But I was going to say, you probably going to have to have a conversation with everybody involved, and maybe just sit down and just be like, yo, this is what it is. This is my homie. But also, you got to have boundaries. Like, that person has to have boundaries. You can't spend more time with the best friend than you do with the husband or wife.
So when you worked at Greaterford, there was a possibility that I would spend more time with a friend than I did with you because our work schedules were different.
Okay.
So would that be a hindrance, or does it not matter because you're not there because you would have been at work during that time?
I'm saying that okay, we work two different schedules, but then on days off, like you not saying, all right, well, I'm about to go hang with best friend.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're not about to go hang out with best friend. I'm off, you're off. We're about to do something together, or this family is about to do something together. You're not about to skip, run out of here and jump and go hang out with old girl, because I know for a fact that if I say, yo, I'm about to go hang out with Spence and Jerv on my day off, you're gonna have something to say.
Mm. Do you get upset or jealous when I do too much hair?
Yeah. I do, but not. I get upset. I'm not really a jealous person, but I get upset because it's like, all right, you're out doing something that you like, but I'm sitting here and I can't really go out and do something I like because somebody still needs to be home.
Mm-hmm.
And then you don't even take in consideration what my plans may be. You just, oh, babe, I got to do hair today. All right, well, damn, did you ask me what I had to do today? So, yes, sometimes that upsets me. I don't get jealous, though.
Mm. That's what I was thinking. So you had a friend who, prior to marriage, when we were a lot younger and a lot thinner, you had a friend that used to do little slick stuff, like say little things like, "Oh, remember when we was out with old girl or whatever," like just little smart slick shit. Mm-hmm. When that happens, whose responsibility is it to check that person?
Okay, so in that situation right now, that's a situation that really didn't need to be checked.
I don't know what you done knocked over.
That was my iPad. Oh. It didn't really need to be checked because you were thinking it was more serious than it was. So it didn't really need to be checked because it really wasn't anything. So,
but that puts doubt in the person that you're in a relationship with.
But you got to tell me it's putting doubt in your mind. If you never voice in the moment, then you never voiced it to me in that moment. You voiced it later on. Like, because we have another one of my very close friends used to do the same thing, and you didn't have a problem when he did it. It was just that person.
I think because one of them will be
matter of fact, Jabari and I can tell that one. Jabari and Jamel used to do that all the time. Duh. Remember when and you never had a problem with them.
But Jabari and Jamel used to always be like, Joel, you know we playing.
Yeah.
It's not serious. That other person ain't do that. That other person would just leave it linger, like, and then I'm just sitting there looking like a dummy. So at what point do you, because I think that it is a checkable situation. I think that is something that you say, yo.
Yes.
So like, even if you don't say it in front of me, a girlfriend of mine couldn't be like, back then, couldn't have been like, yo, remember when we, the dude with, no. Listen, what we ain't gonna do is that. We're not doing that. Even when you and I were separated, I remember somebody commented, I don't know, I posted something about you, might have been Father's Day or something, and they were like, oh, your baby dad, first of all, what you're not gonna do. Like, I deleted the comment and everything, and I rarely delete people's comments, but I deleted that comment and had a conversation with that person. What you're not gonna do is come on here and say baby daddy nothing, because he's not my baby daddy. He's my husband. We might be separated, but that's not your place to be openly disrespectful. I'm not for it. It's not happening. So I wouldn't have allowed a friend of mine to do that to you, even though we weren't married, even though you believed that person was joking. I just wouldn't have allowed that. And
but
if
a person
that bothered me, and it put a lot of insecurity in me at a very young age, which caused a lot of issues. For years.
But the only way I will know about it is if you tell me about it, and you didn't tell me about it in the moment where that it could be a checkable situation. You told me years later why you didn't care for that person. And so in the moment, if you had said something, or let on that it was bothering you or it was more than what it was, then yes, I would have said something.
I don't think you would have said. We were 19, 20, 21. I don't think you would have said anything then.
Dude, there was a time where somebody did something and I could tell on the look on your face that you didn't like what they did, and I just choked them out. So that person was way bigger than this person that we talked about. So why would I not? Why would I not say nothing?
I don't know. I don't know why you couldn't tell the look on my face of that person.
Well, I mean,
that's pissing me off
because that was like, I don't know,
just their character.
Yeah. You have to. Next topic.
So now that we've talked about friend not liking friends, what do you do if your in-laws don't like your spouse?
Oh, that's on them.
That's on them.
You're not married to your in-laws.
Yes, you are.
You are, but I mean, you don't see them all the time. I
could not be married to a person that everybody dislikes and that my in-laws don't want to be. And I don't just mean like your mom or your dad doesn't think they're good enough for you, right? That's just most parents don't think that person is good enough for you. And in the very rare cases where the person loves, like, luckily for Don, my parents love him. They like him more than they like me. I swear to God. But everybody doesn't have that. Everybody doesn't have that. Like, I know your dad loved me.
My mom loves you too.
I know your mom loves me. I know she does. Hey, but it was a lot of years that I was just like, this lady don't like me. And how this gonna work? And her and I talked about it recently. Her and I had a conversation about it very recently. And her thing was, it's not that I didn't like you. It's just that I have high expectations for my children.
Yes, Daniel.
And what Daniel said.
Does she? Oh, gosh. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Her and I talked about it recently. And she said she never knew that I thought she didn't like me. I don't think your mom liked me from day one. The first time I ate dinner at your house and I was trying to be a vegetarian. And this girl don't eat nothing.
See, I've never had that. I can't imagine someone
not liking you.
Somebody's parents.
You also think all light-skinned women like you.
Babe, that's not what I said. I said, and it's on record.
It's on record.
I said the ones that do like me. That is what I said. I didn't say not the whole race of light-skinned.
We not a race of light-skinned, and this ain't a race.
Like I said, not the whole entire anything. I said the ones that do. Okay, so back to this topic.
What would you do if my dad didn't like you? Can you pursue a relationship with somebody that the parent doesn't like?
Do I pursue a relationship?
Like, do you stay in this relationship if a parent doesn't?
I didn't pursue you because your parents liked me.
No, you didn't. But what if they just didn't like you? Like, you don't understand.
If they didn't like me, it probably wouldn't change anything but where we live. Like, that's probably the only thing that would change. Because I'm a person that doesn't rely on outside people for assistance. So I don't ever have to talk to them because I don't rely on them for anything.
So the advice that we give to people that may be struggling in this area is
the advice
don't care about these people.
The advice that I would give, if your dad didn't like me, I would put in an effort to find out what he doesn't like about me. If it was something that I could fix or explain, then I would fix or explain it. If it was just, something that was uncontrollable, then that's that person's problem. And if you don't want to be with me because of your parents, let me know. And I can, there's somebody else out here whose parents would like me.
Ain't nobody else out here for you.
I'm not talking about a specific.
I get a little possessive.
Anyway,
Well, what do you so? How do you create boundaries? Like, we've had issues where the kids wanted something or were going to do something, and we said no.
Mm-hmm.
But one of our parents, give it to them anyway.
Mm-hmm. That's just a quick conversation. Hey, we had said no in the future. I would like it if you don't do it this way. Come talk to me first.
Mm-hmm.
Yada yada yada. Now, if they persist,
so now let's role play. Well, I'm your mother, and I can say and do what I want to do because I'm your mother. Then what?
That's how I'm looking at them. Like, what? Like, we talking about mothers? I'm 40. What? No.
You know, some moms, even of adult children, still say that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I would say you need to let go. These are my kids, and if I say no, that means no. Now you know I stand firm in that, because there's been times where I packed my entire family up and said, "We are out." Like, I'm not. No, what you're not going to do is reprimand me in front of my kids. Like, what is wrong with you? Not happening. Respectfully.
The 2 times in 20 years that I can remember that happening, I was terrified.
Yes, you're very easy.
I was terrified.
And
that was both of our mothers. It happened one time with your mom and one time with my mom that I can vividly remember, and I was terrified.
And I said, "Let's go." I said, "Yeah." Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, ultimately, you don't have to agree with what I'm doing as a father. You don't. Mm-hmm. You had your chance. Your chance was with me and the mother too. You know what I mean? So if you saw something or didn't, because I know couldn't nobody do that to my parents. Nobody could come and say, "Hey, in front of us, you're doing this wrong," or whatever.
Same with mine. Couldn't nobody say that to my mom.
So my then return would be, what makes you think?
Oh God, he got the grit teeth.
Yeah. What makes you think that you can sit up here?
You sound like your dad.
You can sit up here and tell me the raising is done, because we damn near in the same age bracket.
No, we in the same generation.
No, age bracket. You get your 5 to 10, your 10 to 15, your 15 to 20. And then once you get over 40, it's just over 40. So we in the same age bracket. So how you gonna tell me something? And the next thing I say, whatever they can't do good, then I'll be like, text it to me. Text me.
Disrespectful.
You can't even text.
Child, my mom got an iPhone and her bubbles are still green.
Yeah, tell her to FaceTime.
I don't know what is happening.
Say FaceTime, because she has problems with FaceTime. Or no, call her by her name, Jean.
It's not her name,
Janine. Yeah, call her by her name. See how that. Like, you just gotta,
You got strong arm on
Florine.
That's what I have. Oh, I am.
Flo. First of all, I would never.
Oh, when your mom watch this, you gonna get a beating.
Quanda said, "Honor and obey thy mother and thy father, and your days will be longer upon the land." Now, Quanda, that's a very good point. It says honor and obey. I honor them. I obey you. Well, you're not going to sit here and tell me how to raise my kids in front of my kids.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, not going to happen.
Quanda in a different boat than us when they come to that.
Monica said, "Oh no." Yeah, no, they grandparents get slick, Monica. Grandparents get slick.
Flipped.
Grandparents. Let me tell you something. I done got.
Go ahead, baby. Go ahead. Come on, let them use you.
Yeah. So I done got a lot of, we'll say, what do you call it?
I don't know what you're trying to say.
What's the word for the politically correct word for, we'll say, spankings?
Oh, you want to say ass whoopings?
No, spankings.
Oh, okay.
Because I deserved all mine. 100%. But yes, I got spankings as a kid. I grew up in the 80s. I got spankings. No big deal. I deserved them.
Hey. You know corporal punishment is legal in Pennsylvania?
True.
Go ahead, though.
So, when I grew up, it was like, probably not going to reprimand. So
that's a good word.
Damon said reprimand. So I got a lot of reprimands when I was growing up. So then
and I didn't get a lot because I was scared of my mother.
So when I had kids and I tried to do the go sit in the corner until you get yourself together, I was told, no, don't do that.
Give him a hug.
Give him a hug. What? What in the hypocritical? No, I'm not giving him a hug. Like, not after, like, no. So yeah, that's my truth on that. Like, you're not gonna raise me one way, and then when I'm taking a form of that, and then you're gonna tell me my way is something wrong with it. Come now, people.
Grandparents get real different.
Grandparents.
I don't remember. The one thing I remember, my dad never hit me. The one time he tried, I called my mom, and that was the end of that. And then I don't remember really doing a lot of stuff with my dad as a kid. Now, granted, Dad was, one of them inmate numbers for a lot of years, so it was a lot of things we couldn't do together. But it cracks me up now when he want to go to Sesame Place and sit and watch endless hours of nonsense on TV. The one thing that my dad taught me that I still use till this day, and is one of my pet peeves that we've discussed, is to not talk with food in your mouth, not make a whole bunch of noise when you chew and eat. What you drink, I should not hear. Like, those are the things that I learned from my dad, and they were so much instilled in me that it bothers me when I hear people slurp and eat and do all kinds of foolery. It trips me out when he be out here riding bikes with the kids and going to the park. And
now, can I comment on that?
All kinds of stuff. Which part?
What you talking about right now?
Uh-huh.
So the thing that you got to remember is, even though you, Tarena, and JoJo physically have the same father,
we got 3 different dads.
Y'all got 3 different dads because you're still looking for your dad to have been a dad, but you got to remember he was 18. He was 18, and he didn't know his dad, so no one was there showing him how to be a dad.
Okay.
So that's where his disconnect, like, and he was gone a lot, so it's hard. So when you complain about him, I always get with you, right? I always get with you, and I always say, listen, like, you need to really understand where he was mentally when he was being a dad to you. Now, Tarena is something different, and JoJo really has his attention because he's on in years. He's on in. Yeah, I'm not gonna put his age out there, but
that's a nice way to say you old as hell now. You old now. You old and ain't got nothing to do. You should be a parent currently. So JoJo is my little brother, who is also the same age as my youngest child. As our youngest child. Our youngest child is actually older than JoJo by a couple months. So there's that. Yeah. Because I like to explain for people so they don't feel like we leaving stuff out.
So Deja, Nina, Mackenzie, and Imani.
You think they got 4 different moms? 4 different versions of us?
I think they have 2 different versions of us.
The original's got a different version.
Yeah.
Deja and Nina call themselves the original.
Deja and Nina have a different version of us compared to what Mackenzie and Imani have. I know for me, I'm way more settled down. way more playful. But then again, I used to try to play with Deja, and she just didn't. I tried to teach her how to ride a bike. Like she fought me on everything all the time, and she's still fighting. But Nina.
You and Nina bonded a lot, even though she'll never let you forget that you were not there the day she
This
was
girl. Look, I wasn't there when Nina was born. I was away, and she was born prematurely. This girl will bring it up if I ask for a French fry. He wasn't there when I was born. What does that have to do with the conversation that we are having? I just want a fry. Why do you have to come for my jugular every single time? Like, no, you don't have to do that.
I'm surprised she ain't say that when you said something about her bathing suit top. Well, you wasn't there when I was born.
Yeah, that's what she said. Does playfulness come with age? Does playfulness come with age? I will say yes, only because when you get, there was no time to play. Because when I wasn't working, I was running the street. So I didn't really have time to play Barbies. I did
think
play
we
Barbies.
We were also a lot younger. We were in college when we had Deja. None of our friends, I won't say none of our friends, but there might have been 3 of us that had kids at the time. So there wasn't like the new age parents when y'all be doing the play dates and the going to the park and the this and the that. We was at work. If we wasn't with the kids, we were at work. We were trying to survive. So it's not that, I don't think it's that playfulness comes with age. I think playfulness comes with comfort. Mm-hmm. We were just trying to survive.
Playfulness is a luxury.
Playfulness
when you live in check to check, luxury. Not that many luxuries.
When you live in check to check, when ain't nobody else in your same situation, like with the Kappa wives, if we know about something, we'll tell each other, all right, well, I'm taking Imani to like the basketball camp. I'm taking Imani to this basketball camp. Anybody else want to go? That way, while they doing this camp, we can have some adult time. But at 21 to 26, anybody had time for that? We was trying to live and not kill each other because them was some toxic years.
Mm-hmm. That's why I said they might have some PTSD.
Our kids, it is amazing how, as much as we complain about Deja and Nina, it is amazing how respectful they are to other people, how their work ethic with jobs. Like we told Nina she can quit her job because she is not happy. She does not like it. And there are often times that I pick the girl up and she's crying. Or she calls me from work crying.
But because she has seen how I talk to Deja about Deja quitting jobs and whatever, Nina will not quit this little funky job that she had.
And Deja's never quit either.
No, she hasn't. But like Nina's work ethic, well, both of their work ethic is great. Mm-hmm. But I'm like Nina, if you don't like the job, you can't quit. Because Vaughns don't quit. You're not quitting. I've never quit a job, never been fired from a job.
I've resigned and retired.
If you don't want to work there anymore, tell them to stop putting you on the schedule and give them your 2 weeks notice. That's it. That's all you have to do. She gonna sit here and tell me and her mother, well, I can't quit this job until I find another job. Baby girl, we take care of you. Like, you don't even like spending your money on the things that are for you. So,
no, she said she can't quit. She didn't say because until she found another job. She said, I can't quit this job because I gotta buy school supplies and back to school clothes. And I said, well, riddle me this.
Who's been doing this?
Who's been doing it these 15 years? Who's been buying your school supplies and everything else that you need and taking you everywhere you need to go? I've been paying for Uber for 2 weeks, $12, $13 for you to get to work at 2:00 since there's nobody here to take you to work when we're at work. Like, girl, what?
Yeah.
Child, quit that old job.
Yeah, Nina is funny. So a lot of you have asked today, I know you didn't see it, but a few people have asked when we're going to do a show and incorporate them.
The kids?
Yeah. Yes, Quana, always remember who you are. That is what was instilled to us. You always want to represent your last name.
We could not.
No matter what your last name is, you should represent your last name.
We can't do a show with all four at once because the space that we film in is not large enough for us to fit all six of us in one spot. That's the first thing. Second thing is half the time all of us ain't here together at the same time. So we would have to do.
We could do a show with the two older ones.
When that one here? When that older one here?
You just tell her a time to be.
We'd have to tell her 4 hours in advance so that she could be on time.
Before we jump off, is there anything that you guys would like us to talk about? Any questions? You want to put them in the chat if you have a question or a comment, or
the Razzle Dazzle shirts. If you like to order one, you can inbox me. My Spoiled Wife shirt and the Razzle Dazzle shirt were made by my friend Michelle. If you would like them, you can order one. We did a whole family series of these shirts. So I don't know what else to say today. I feel like we have more questions on the boundaries and friends situation, but
Joy said film at the boutique.
We could film at the boutique.
Or at the studio.
Look at that. We could film it would be prettier at the boutique.
Monica said, I want one. Which one you want? You want a Razzle Dazzle?
Well, I would think she don't want one to say the Spoiled Wife.
Huh?
I don't think she wants one that says the Spoiled Wife. But if we film at the boutique, it'll be Joy will make it pretty in the background.
She said Razzle My Dazzle. That's what she.
Oh.
Razzle My Dazzle.
Well, she fancy.
And we also got a new logo. The Vaughns.
I don't know if they can even see it. It's a glare.
Why can't they see it?
It's a glare on it.
That doesn't mean that. If
we need new family photos because these kids don't even look like that no more.
Julia, if we can see it, they can see it.
Them kids don't look like that no more.
Look at that.
That was 2 years ago and some pounds ago. They don't look like that no more.
You want to take new pictures. You so vain. You want to take new pictures.
I like having new pictures. I think, and you know why I like having pictures now? Because we was just scratching and surviving like the Jeffersons early on. So we didn't do a lot of pictures. I think we did a lot of pictures the year Deja was born. And then by the time you add that extra kid, you forget what's happening in life and you just be out here just trying to figure it out. And then we don't have a lot of family pictures with Mackenzie. And Imani just came like, it's like, oh, you went from
we got pictures with Mackenzie.
You went from 2 to 4 in like lightning speed. So I like having pictures now because I want to, when we move, whenever we buy this house, prayerfully next year, that I want to go through and find a bunch of old pictures to do like a picture wall and have pictures of us all throughout the years. All
do you have to order anything for that?
What do you mean?
You don't have to order anything for that.
Like from Amazon?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. If anybody knows of a Amazon withdrawal center that I can send my wife to, she really needs some counseling. Is there something I'm not giving you? You know, that's what they always say.
No.
Is there something I'm not giving you that you're trying to? Are you trying to fill a void in your life with packages?
First of all, F you.
Are you trying to fill a void in your life with packages?
No, and you know, I'm not a materialistic person. But I was having this conversation with Delisa the other day, and
you sure Delisa wants you to say her name?
I'm talking about Amazon.
She may not want to be entwined with you.
Talk about Amazon, because I didn't order this much on Amazon pre-COVID, right? So COVID and Amazon then made life more difficult because you think of something and you're like, oh, let me just put it in my Amazon cart. Let me see how soon it can get to me. Because then I don't have to go out to the store and be with the nasty people that want to cough, sneeze all over you.
Okay, but the stuff that you're getting on Amazon isn't like soap and toothpaste.
I needed a white outfit for Ern's party, so that's over there.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted this ring that I bought.
Mm-hmm.
I needed something for work, so I got that on Amazon.
Mm-hmm. So you know how much the ring I bought you cost, right?
Absolutely.
The ring that you bought
does not cost not a smidgen of how much.
Okay, so why did you think that you needed it?
Because I'm a manifest that one day I'm gonna have the sapphire one that I had showed
What?
you.
You got.
Yep. I don't listen.
Never
I'm not a Birkin bag girl. I'm not an MCM bag girl. I don't need Gucci bags. None of that. I do like the Gucci foundation.
You just want to collect wedding rings?
I have
wedding
Gucci. Bands? I have on Gucci lipstick right now. I know you're not talking because you have about 10 bands that you got off Amazon yourself, sir. So it ain't just me that's over here on Amazon. Because the 4 packages, except for the 2 packages that came today, the 4 of them this weekend was all yours. Every
wedding band and watch that I own still does not add up to one of the rings that I purchased for your finger.
You're right. I got a car in my hand.
So what are we talking about?
It's a car.
So what are we talking about?
I mean, listen, there's a lot of women that got cars on their fingers.
We're not talking about them.
Oh, we're just talking about me.
We're talking about Amazon packages.
Your sisters got cars on their fingers too. Y'all just did good with the cut clarity and what's it called? 3 C's. Y'all did good there.
Mm-hmm.
Did good. Women always like jewelry. That's not going to stop. Jewelry and flowers. Can't go wrong.
I want to know how my brother-in-law Daniel was here.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was commenting on the show the whole entire time.
Babe, Daniel was here at 7 o'clock. I mean, we're doing this in our living room with all of this equipment. Mm-hmm. Daniel might be on his phone, wherever he is.
Mm-hmm. All right, so no other questions.
But see, Daniel said like somebody. I saw that. Daniel said like somebody else I know, but Daniel and my other brother-in-law be gifting type purses and stuff. So they get hit with double whammies.
They get their wives with their wives, actually.
Yeah, your wife wants a sapphire ring.
What's a sapphire? What's the significance of a sapphire?
I like the color.
What's your birthstone?
Emerald.
Where's the emerald ring that I bought you?
Mind your business.
Exactly. You are so.
I was a lot younger and a lot more careless back then.
Dan said he's home.
See, he home. They don't live that far.
All right. Well, we did an hour 22 to this week.
I got to get to Home Depot. All right, y'all. Bye.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and close it out. You know what? Hold on. You don't grab my head.
I wanted to know. No. I don't want to kiss you then. I don't want.
I'm gonna try to grab my head. Like you done lost your mind. All right, thank you for tuning in.
See y'all. Oh, wait. So starting soon, our show will be on Sundays instead of Wednesdays. Ooh, babe, we got to hurry up in this show. Your lips. It's pink.
All right, yeah, we're changing the show times. Follow the page, like and subscribe on YouTube. We will be changing. We got busy schedules.
Yeah.
Somebody wants to go back to school yet again.
Grad school. I'm gonna be a sex therapist, so I got class.
So this show may get real interesting.
Yes.
When she gets that degree. All right. Love all of y'all. Love you too.
Bye. Love you, babe.